The vets are reporting tomorrow, and training camp officially starts Wednesday. Let's talk about this. What is up, Finn fans? We are here. We are here. It is the 25th. It is the end of July. Literally. This Saturday, the 30th, in 2 weeks, we physically get to watch Miami Dolphins football as the Dolphins take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers August 30th. Now, the Hall of Fame game is going to happen before that, so we physically get football. And after that, it's months until there's no football for us, which a thing of beauty. Yesterday, I did a live stream, about a 38-minute live stream. It was more to give you guys a taste of what I have planned from the live streams for the season and the games and all that stuff. So if you haven't checked it out yet, go check it out. I showed you some really cool things, and that is just the tip of the iceberg. I have so much planned for you guys for the live streams. It is fantastic. Also, for the Patreons and members that in the undefeated tier, it's got a special video. It's the second part of teaching you guys how to do this. So go check it out. If you're part of the membership, it's in the community tab, and if you're Patreon, it is on the Patreon. And one last thing, I have to shout out today's sponsor, and that is Manscaped.com. I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Manscaped.com. Now, Manscaped.com, I've been working with them for a hot minute, and they got this package, no pun intended, called the Platinum Package 4.0. Now, in this, you're getting a lot in this package, no pun intended. You're getting the body wash. This body wash, fantastic. No aluminums, no any of that stuff that's going to mess with your skin. You get aloe, sea salt, moisturizer, all that good stuff. You're also getting the 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. Keep your hair all nice and clean. Of course, you're going to get the Lawnmower 4.0. It's got the light. It's got the skin-safe technology. It's waterproof. It's cordless. This thing is fantastic. I use it on my face. Like I was talking about with Father's Day, you can use it on your back, your chest if you're a hairy man. You're also getting the Underarm deodorant stick. This thing, again, no aluminums, none of that bad stuff in there. It's good, scented, great for you, especially after the gym, all that good stuff. You put on your pits. You're getting the crop preserver. It's for your downstairs bonanza. Keep it fresh, keep it scented. Also, you get the toner on top of the preserver. So you get the preserver and you get the toner. And you might be thinking to yourself, geez, Doug, what else is in this package? It's not called Platinum for nothing, because now you're getting the Weed Whacker nose, ear, and hair trimmer as well. Not only are you going to get the Lawnmower 4.0, but you're also going to get the Weed Whacker nose and ear hairs. I'm turning 35. I'm already starting to get hairs in these areas. Gotta buzz them. Gotta buzz them. So with all of that, Platinum 4.0, you get 20% off, free shipping, and on top of that, on top of 7 different things, they're going to give you 2 gifts. One being a nice carrying case, and the other being a pair of boxers. All you got to use is the promo code DDW20, and you get yourself 20% off on this fantastic Platinum Package 4.0. Telling you, you get all this stuff, you're going to have BGE, as they like to call it, big groomed energy. So manscaped.com, use the promo code DDW20, you get yourself 20% off, free shipping, and 2 gifts. Manscaped, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. So let's jump into this and let's talk about training camp. We're going to go into dates that are open to you guys that you guys can physically go to. So the first one is this 30th. At 10:25, it is back to Saturday is the theme of that one. Then we have August 2nd, which is Tuesday. Again, 10:25 is Beat the Summer Heat, which this past weekend, New Jersey broke 100 degrees. So hopefully you guys don't have it that bad down in Miami. Wednesday, August 3rd is Wellness Wednesday. Friday, August 5th is Junior Dolphins Day. Saturday, August 6th is the 305 celebration. Sunday, August 7th is Members Day. And then undetermined time for these, but August 24th and the 25th are the joint practices with the Philadelphia Eagles. And then I think it's the 2 days before, I think it's the 11th and 12th, or the 10th and 11th is the joint practice for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. No joint practice with the others. And let's talk about that real quick. The preseason. Miami Dolphins are taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers August 13th in Tampa. Then they are home for the Raiders, and they are home for the Philadelphia Eagles. Raiders game is August 20th at 7 o'clock, and the Philadelphia Eagles game is August 27th at 7 o'clock. None of the Dolphins preseason games are televised like last year. So me being out of Miami, essentially, and I don't live in Tampa, I don't live in Oakland, Las Vegas, I said Oakland, and I don't live in Philly, I'm not able to see these on TV, so I'm going to have to go through. And if you guys are like, how can I watch these preseason games? NFL.com has the Game Pass. They have a week trial. Just put in an email. If you have 3 different emails, just put in the email, and you can watch it for free. I'm going to try to do that myself, because that's the only way. I live in New Jersey, and that is the only way I'd be able to view them. So that is what I got for you. We have the dates, the joint practices, the preseason games, right? So before we jump into kind of the rules, there are somewhat of rules when it comes to training camp. I'm going to talk about some of the guys, right? Starting on the physically unable to perform list is Elijah Campbell. He is on the active non-football injury list. And we have Byron Jones, who is just on the physically unable to perform list. Now, am I worried that Byron Jones is on the physically unable to perform list? No, not at all. Not in the least bit. Being on the PUP, if you remember, Xavier Howard started on the PUP last year. It's just they're not going to rush you back. He had an ankle or Achilles surgery this past offseason, so they're not going to rush him back, not going to force the injury. It's the same thing, I think, with Mostert. He also was dealing with an injury. He's not starting on the physically unable to perform list. Same thing with Teron Armstead. He didn't do anything during OTAs, kind of dealing with the nagging injury that he, but he'll be fine. The physically unable to perform list is not like IR. IR, it's a minimum of 3 weeks. You have to stay on it, like we saw with Tua. With this, it's once you're physically able to perform, you come off the list. You start going. So I'm not worried about it. Come Wednesday, Thursday, whenever, if he's physically able to perform, they're just going to activate him. All right, good. Get on that field. So there's that. Now I'm going to talk about kind of the schedule. And you're like, well, you kind of already talked about the schedule, dog. For the first 7 days of training camp, there is a schedule, right? And I'll pop it up. So for days 1 to 3, there's no contact. So I'm thinking, this is where it's hard. Is the 27th the first day of training camp for them? Or is the 26th when they show up, whatever? I'm going to say that the first day is the 27th. So from the 27th, 20th, and 29th, there's no contact. And then from the 4th and 5th day, which is the 30th and the 31st, there's helmets and light practice gear. So I'm thinking that is why the 30th is the first day open to you guys, because there's helmets and light practice gear. So they're kind of in their shells. You'll see they're not all padded out, but it's like their shells and their helmets. Day 6 is a mandatory day off, which is the 1st. And the 2nd, which I'm pretty sure is, August 2nd is the 2nd day, is open to you guys. Beat the Summer Heat, Tuesday the 2nd, is full padded practice. So if you're going to August 2nd, and again, it all depends on what their definition of the start of training camp is. But to me, being that the 2nd is open to you guys, or to us, I should say, I think that's the first padded practice to begin, is day 7. Then after these first 7 days, they can make whatever schedule they want. Now, there's no more two-a-days. The two-a-days are long gone. There's no more two-a-days when it comes to that stuff. And there's a certain amount of hours that the players can be there and all this stuff. But just to give you a rough estimate of how the first week's going to go, this is how it's going to go. Day 1 to 3, no contact. 4 to 5, Helmets and light gear, day 6 mandatory day off, 7 day 7's full padded practices can begin. So again, if I'm thinking correctly, I think the 27th is day 1 to 3 is 27th, 28th, 29. 30th and 31st are helmets, light gear. Monday they get off, and then Tuesday the 2nd is full padded practices. So there's that. I'm not even done, because I've even talked about kind of mentally preparing you for what's going to happen during training camp, and I've thrown so much information at you, right? Cut down days. I hope you're writing this all down, because there will be a test at the end of this video. Cut down days. August 16th, which is 3 days after the first preseason game for the Dolphins, they cut down from 90 to 85. Then August 23rd, which is 3 days after the second preseason game, they have to cut down from 85 to 80. And then August 30th, which again is 3 days after the third preseason game, they have to cut down to 53. So August 30th, they'll have their 53-man roster. And then September 11th is that Sunday is the first week of football. Obviously, the Thursday beforehand is the Rams. I don't have that because it's not the Dolphins playing. I don't really care. But that's kickoff is the Thursday. So they get a good amount of time before the season starts for them to get ready. So there's that. There's your cut down days. Now I could talk to you without all these stats and everything. What to expect in training camp, right? First off, you can expect a lot of people to blow things out of proportion. You can expect a lot of over assumptions. You can expect a lot of freaking out over nonsensical things, right? Say Skylar Thompson takes snaps with Tyreek Hill. Oh my God. Say Teddy Bridgewater takes snaps with the first team. My God, is he losing his starting position? Expect a lot of that. From me, no. I'm not feeding into that. I know how training camp starts. I know how rotations work. I know how all of that stuff works. So you will not get any unnecessary reactions from me when it comes to, oh, these guys aren't doing well. These guys are doing well. The sky's falling. Up, Tua lost his starting job. Up, is Skylar Thompson going to take over? Up, is Teddy Bridgewater going to take over? You're not going to get any of that nonsense from me because I know how training camp works and I know how the rotations work. And I'm not going to clickbait you. I'm not going to feed into any BS to try to get views, any of that stuff. No, I'm going to bring you the facts and give you my opinion on them, and then we're going to go from there. Now, when it comes to assessing the team, right, it's hard to get a good assessment on the linebackers, the running backs, the defensive line, and the offensive line without the pads on. You can kind of get some type of idea, but you can't get a full idea without the pads on, especially when it comes to the guys in the trenches, and especially when it comes to tackling. Because if there's no pads on, they're not going to be tackling to the ground. And like I showed you, it's not until day 7 that they actually start to probably actively tackle. And again, they're not going to be actively tackling. The practices and the days that you should be really focusing on, and you can kind of get a good assessment of what this team is the joint practices. The 2 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the 2 with the Philadelphia Eagles. Because then they are finally playing and practicing against people that they haven't done it for the past couple months, right? Because you have OTAs, mini camps, all that stuff. You're constantly going up against the same person over and over and over again. You pick up their tendencies. If they dip their shoulder a certain way, you know what type of move they're going to do. I know how to counteract it, vice versa, all that stuff. When you're facing somebody who you haven't practiced against time and time and time again, then all of a sudden you could pick up tendencies. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a really good defense, and the Philadelphia Eagles have a pretty good defense as well. So I'm very interested to see how the offense does against these defenses, and I'm very interested to see how the defenses do against especially Tom Brady and a speedy back in Hurts. I want to see how they deal with that. Also, the most important thing is to realize what you're going to see. To the people that are going to training camps that are open to you guys, and I think it's 8 dates, you're getting the vanilla stuff, right? You're not going to get the splashy stuff. You're not going to get the cool formations, the end arounds, this, and that. You're getting the vanilla stuff for the simple fact that when you go, because unfortunately I can't go, but when you go, look around to see how many people are doing this. When you're not allowed to film the practices. So they're going to tell you that. If you're going to camp, they're going to tell you, please don't have your phones out, you know, this, and that. And you see a lot of people filming stuff, right? So they give you the vanilla stuff open to you. There are practices that are closed off to you guys, but open to the media, because the media have to sign NDAs, and they're legally obligated not to show things or talk about certain formations and talk about this and that. That's when they start to do the really cool stuff that, unfortunately, I'm not saying they're not going to show you little splashes here and there, but it's not the playbook. It's very vanilla, I formation, strong wing formation, all that stuff. So it's still going to be fun and interesting, and I really wish I can go, but you're not going to be able to get a real good idea, because the behind-the-scenes stuff is the sexy stuff, right? And again, joint practices, again, it's probably going to, both teams are very vanilla. The whole preseason is very vanilla. They're not going to put out the playbook for the Patriots to study when same thing for the Patriots. They're not going to put it's all vanilla stuff. You're not going to see exotic blitzes. You're not going to see these crazy plays in preseason. It's very vanilla. Try to march down the field, get in the end zone, bing, bang, boom. Okay. Like, oh, first team scored a touchdown their first drive, you're done. Go sit down. First defense got an interception or fumble or whatever, you're done. Sit down. We're going to we need to see what these guys can do. Especially when it comes to the preseason, I feel like week 2 is going to be dress rehearsal. So I think like week 1, you'll see first teamers, and I wouldn't be surprised if Teron Armstead doesn't play any preseason games. I wouldn't be surprised if Xavier Howard, if Emmanuel Agba, this might break your heart, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tyreek doesn't play any preseason games, because they don't need to. Byron Jones doesn't really need to. These guys don't really need to. But I think week 2 against the Raiders is going to be the dress rehearsal. I could see week 1 against Tampa, maybe a series. The starters will play, then they're done. I don't expect Tom Brady to play week 1. Like week 2, I don't expect to see Devontae Adams out there week 2 against us. And then week 2, probably a half. The starters will play a half. And again, some might not, that don't need to. And then week 3 in Philly, that's probably just going to be second, third stringers just trying to get a job or solidify their job as a backup. But that's what you can expect, right? And I just wanted to, this is the preview, right? I'm getting you ready for training camp, which again, vets are reporting tomorrow. And then the 27th is the first day they will hit the field. So that is what I got for you. Hopefully it's informative. You understand how it's going to work. You know the dates that you can go. It's free, right? Training camp is free for you guys to go and watch and let me know how it goes. I'm really bummed out I can't go. Also, before I end the video, I do need to tell you guys, unfortunately, I do have some bad news. Bad news on one front, good news on the other front. My wife, who is a nurse, is in a new program, an OR program, and it is a Monday through Friday, 7 to 3 type of program. She's going to be an OR nurse, and it's just operating nurse and all that stuff. But it's a Monday through Friday job. Normally, as a nurse, she works 12-hour shifts 3 days a week. Gives me a lot more flexibility to try to come to Miami. But being that she's starting this new OR program, which she's excited about, she's been wanting to do it forever. Unfortunately, I cannot make it down to Miami this year, and it really bums me out. She understands it bums me out, but having, she'll be what, like almost 2, when the season starts, she'll be 20 months, and having her work 5 days a week and stuff, I can't make it. But I will be going to the MetLife Takeover, and again, before that week of the MetLife Takeover, I'll tell you where I'll be, how to meet up, so we can take pictures, stuff. I'll be vlogging again, so you can be in the vlog if you want to, all that stuff. But unfortunately, I cannot come to Miami this year, but you bet your bottom dollar I'll be there next year, which really bums me out. It's like, really, if you guys remember watching my reaction to the schedule, I really wanted to go to the Steelers game. I always wanted to go to a night game. I'm hoping this year the Dolphins kick butt. They make the playoffs. They win a playoff game, a deep run into the playoffs. The schedule makers are like, look at the Dolphins. And we get multiple night games. So I can go to a night game next year. But again, like I said, I'm very sad to report that I won't be going to Miami this year. But I'm very happy for my wife that she got into this program and she's doing something fantastic. And then one last thing before I get out of here. I have a huge, in my opinion, a huge collab planned for you guys tomorrow. You guys are going to get a very awesome video tomorrow. Huge collab with a very big podcast. I'm very excited for this. I've been planning this for you guys for a hot minute. But yeah, that's what I got for you. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment below. Are you excited for training camp? Are you going to training camp? I'm still thinking about having some of you guys help me with my training camp videos. I'll talk about that probably Wednesday with the first day of training camp and how I will work that out. But if you're going to training camp, let me know what days, all that stuff. I'm very happy for you guys. I can't wait for football to start. And like I said, the Hall of Fame game, we're not going to not have football for 3-4 months. So I'm very pumped. I'm very excited. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Very big collab. I'm so excited for you guys to see this one. But other than that, like usual, stay classy. My fins up.